Up with KREM begins now.
Here we go, 6 o'clock here on your Tuesday morning. We are tracking snow in the inland northwest. Parts of our region got snow overnight and into this morning, and we're tracking it all for you. Here's a live look from our Coeur d'Alene camera right now where you can see some snow on grassy areas. Good news, though, not causing issues on the roadways, of course, but we're going to keep a close eye on it throughout the show.
And we're taking a live look as well at our pictures from all of our viewers across the inland northwest. We've been asking you this morning to send your photos in. We'd like to see how much snow fell in different areas. We've got Oakdale area with a little bit of snow. Kettle Falls finally getting some snow as well. And when you text us, make sure to let us know where you're texting from so we know what we're looking at.
Hi friends, good morning. Happy Tuesday to you. A lot to get to here. Let's start off though with the weather forecast.
We've got meteorologist Thomas Patrick here with us. So Thomas, you said we had a little bit more snow coming down this morning. How much longer does it last?
Yeah, not much longer, Nicole. I think anything that's left over in North Idaho this morning, just flurries at this point. I actually just got an update from the National Weather Service canceling the winter weather advisory in Coeur d'Alene. Not surprised, we're not adding any more snow. Doesn't look like our morning commute is going to be all that affected because road conditions are faring, well, actually quite okay and quite fair, and certainly didn't get any of that snow on the Spokane side of our metro. So there's that cancellation for Coeur d'Alene, no longer in purple, no longer under that winter weather advisory. I will mention areas in northeastern Washington definitely got the most. There was a corridor from like Kettle Falls, Colville to Bonners Ferry that ended up with about 4 to 5 inches of snow from yesterday. But that snow, just light snow showers over mostly the mountains of North Idaho for now. Later today, we'll be tracking our next storm system, already a low pressure center over western Washington. That's going to result in more snow showers or graupel for this afternoon. So we'll be on alert for that later today.
Here's a live look at the traffic impact this morning from I-90 and Sprague, where you can see just wet road conditions right now in Spokane and Spokane Valley. We're not seeing any impacts from the overnight snow. It's really just wet conditions. So as you head out the door this morning, you should be just fine if you're driving on the I-90 corridor through Spokane. We'll keep a close eye on the traffic situation all morning long. On Up with KREM, we bring you weather and traffic together every 30 minutes.
We have a live look now from our mobile storm tracker. Our photojournalist Al Lozano is driving around the North Idaho area where you can see we're still seeing some of the small snow flurries falling. It looks like some of our main roads look mostly clear from the snow, maybe just a little bit of slush still on them, but our side roads, our sidewalks, and our grass definitely have been seeing some snow sticking. So be careful this morning. Give yourself just a little bit of extra time if you're waking up in spots where that snow has fallen.
Breaking news this morning, civil rights leader Reverend Jesse Jackson has died at 84.
His family made the announcement this morning. Michael George is sharing the life and legacy for the leader.
We are against racism.
Jesse Jackson said he dedicated both heart and soul to the fight for justice.
We must put a diploma in one hand, symbolizing knowledge and wisdom, and put a voter registration card in that other hand, symbolizing power and responsibility.
Born in 1941 in South Carolina, Jackson grew up under Jim Crow laws. By the time he'd graduated from college, he was involved in the civil rights movement. In 1965, he joined Dr. Martin Luther King Jr.'s Inner Circle, taking on a leadership role. He was with Dr. King in Memphis when he was assassinated a few years later.
High school graduation.
Ordained as a minister, Jackson began Operation Push in Chicago in 1971 and created his political pulpit, pressuring companies to hire more black workers and extend business ties with the African American community. In 1984, he founded the National Rainbow Coalition and launched his first presidential run. The campaign raised his profile, but anti-Jewish comments sparked a scandal that damaged his reputation. After losing a second presidential run in 1988, he kept his spot on the political stage.
We are a humane people. We fight for justice and fairness.
Jackson delivered rousing speeches at Democratic conventions.
Keep hope alive.
And he supported candidates, including his son, Jesse Jackson Jr., who was elected to the U.S. House. In the 1980s and 90s, he helped negotiate the release of American hostages held abroad. And in later years, he protested for victims of police violence, from Ferguson to Chicago to Baton Rouge.
Stop the violence. save the nation.
In 2017, Jackson revealed he'd been diagnosed with Parkinson's. And while the disease may have slowed him down, he said it wouldn't stop him from his mission, instilling hope in the hopeless. Michael George, CBS News.
More breaking news from overnight. An investigation now underway into deputies who shot and killed a man in Moses Lake.
The Grant County Sheriff's Office says their deputies and Moses Lake police were searching a property for an investigation. That's when they found a man armed with a rifle inside a small barn. The Sheriff's Office says the man came out of the barn and aimed the gun at officers. Then 5 deputies from the Grant County Sheriff's Office shot and killed the man. Now, an outside agency will investigate the shooting since both the Sheriff's Office and Police Department were involved. And we're learning more now about the deadly shooting during a high school ice hockey game in Rhode Island.
We now know the shooter killed 2 people and then themselves. 3 others are in critical condition. Officials in the city of Pawtucket, just outside of Providence, say the shooting was targeted and likely a family dispute. The shooter, who has been identified, was at the rink to watch a family member on the ice.
A Good Samaritan stepped in and interjected in this scene, and that's probably what led to a swift end of this tragic event.
I mean, I'm doing good. I'm overwhelmed, but I'm just trying to stay calm, you know.
We are still working to find out the names of the victims. This is still an active investigation. We'll be sure to update you as we learn more.
Starting today, STA will be testing new double-decker safety protocols on Route 6 and 66 between Spokane and Cheney. The buses will be on the road, but they will not be available for passengers. STA is doing more driver training, disabling navigation software, requiring safety stops before railroad viaducts, and requiring check-ins with dispatch when entering downtown. Now, they put these measures into place because of the crash that happened recently. STA says they are still investigating that crash and will share the results once finished.
The time now is 6:07. This morning we're hearing reaction from the Save America Act. Rules for voters nationwide could change this midterm election as a bill that would require voters to show proof of citizenship has passed the House. The Save America Act is aimed at preventing voter fraud. If passed, voters would need a valid ID before registering, mostly through passport, birth certificate, and proof of citizenship. And mail-in ballots would not be allowed. Supporters say this would curb voter fraud nationwide, while opponents here in Washington state argue the requirements are unfair.
The very common sense requirement that you have a photo ID if you're going to vote.
This would be a hardship on married women and other Americans who have changed their names, who would then be required to get updated documents in order to register to vote. We want easy access to this basic right of ours.
Right now, the bill is heading to the Senate for consideration.
Well, crazy video here. Demolition started at Adams Elementary School. You might remember back in November, Spokane voters approved the school district's bond, which will pay for a brand new Adams Elementary. Crews started the main demolition work yesterday.
New this morning, the city of Spokane and Spokane County are asking for an extension from the Department of Ecology. It comes as they faced a deadline next week to provide safe drinking water for people impacted by PFAS, also known as forever chemicals. PFAS has the potential to cause harmful health conditions. The order came just days before the Spokane airport updated city and county leaders about the contamination. They will need to figure out how to provide bottled water or filters to people with contaminated private wells in the northern part of the West Plains area. The Department of Ecology is also requiring them to come up with a long-term interim action plan in early May.
Former Spokane City Council member Jonathan Bingle is running for the Washington State House 6th Legislative District. Just last week, Jenny Graham announced she will not be seeking re-election.
Making sure that we have a safe and clean city and a safe and clean Washington, right? There's a lot of public safety issues that I still think are at the forefront of people's minds.
He says he wants to focus on affordability for families. Bingle represented District 1 on Spokane City Council for 3 years. He sought re-election in the most recent November election, but lost to Sarah Dixit.
Caught on camera, 2 hikers are recovering this morning after rescue crews had to airlift them off Mount Eleanor in the Olympics over the weekend. The Mason County Sheriff's Office says a 51-year-old woman fell into an avalanche chute and a 16-year-old boy injured his knee trying to help her. Deputies are reminding hikers winter routes in the Olympics can quickly become very dangerous.
At 6:10, a look at our forecast today, where the mountains got plenty of snow yesterday, and really from this past weekend, as much as 12 inches of fresh snow for the mountains is probably the best news that we've heard all winter in quite some time. Meanwhile, in our lowlands, it's kind of a 50-50 split. Some of you got plenty of snow, others of you missed out on that action. Like in Spokane, no snow reported yesterday and just a cloudy and quiet morning. Any light snowfall in North Idaho ending quickly this morning, and we'll see pop-up scattered showers this afternoon, but those scattered showers will be snow showers or graupel showers because of the kind of spring-like energy that's available.